You know what time it is?
Perhaps.
Well, what time is it?
Time for me to figure out how to drink with this damn mask on.
That's a good way to get a purge started, man. You got to take a shot. You got to take a couple of sips of something you like so you can relax yourself here.
Yeah, I got a purge.
You got to get it up out of you. You know, you got to get it up out of you. If you keep it in you, then it turns into shit. You know.
Yeah, there's that. Watch your mouth, man.
Oh, that's right. Dos minutos el no profanitarios. Correcto?
Yeah, no cursing.
Okay. All right. I was trying to practice my Spanish.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know.
That's
I
your
was trying to
Spanish?
That's my Spanish. They speak different, you know? They speak
Okay.
different. So if we gotta wait 2 minutes for that, what would we talk about for 2 minutes that would not allow me to get so excited about it that I might possibly use something that could be considered profane?
Well, let's talk about where you've been for the last 3 years. I'm taking this mask off. I can't breathe. I'm not good at purging.
It's the first one. It's the first one. You gotta.
It is.
It's the first one. I didn't know that.
Our purge lasted all of 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was. We purged the mask.
Really bum rushed the show in 30 seconds.
Really purged the whole mask situation.
I burned a whole neighborhood down.
Yeah, but the purge situation, of course, they didn't tell us that the masks were going to be uncomfortable. So
they didn't.
Yeah. So
no one said that in the brochure.
No, not at all. I don't even see it. It wasn't in the Google ratings.
I feel the same way, but I always thought that it was supposed to be comfortable. You know, a nice, good purge.
Yeah, good purge deserves a comfortable mask. You gotta be comfortable with your purgenics. You know. So.
So where you been? 3 years. Where you been?
3 years, man. It's been a minute since I've been doing any lives because I just honestly been watching the bullshit. And at this point, I hope that was 2 minutes. Was that 2 minutes?
I think. Yep, you're at 2 minutes in.
Yeah. All
but
right.
Don't try to curse as much as you can.
Okay, I will curse as much as I need to. Is that acceptable? That's acceptable, right? That shouldn't violate any community guidelines.
Right.
So for the last number of years, I've been literally just trying to find ways to get and give information without filters. And I haven't been able to do so. So because of it, I've just been silent. It's kind of like if you want to say something to somebody and there's really no way to say it, then you're just like, well, I'm not going to say anything to anybody then.
Right.
You know?
And what does that do for you?
Well, it hasn't done much. It's created a pile of just unsatisfactory situations that I've been, part of when it comes to the legal system, when it comes to like doing business with folks. It's just you start to realize that you can't take everybody else's shit. You gotta bounce some of it back because that's what the purge is. Because a lot of us, we're out here just trying to be nice. I hate to say it, but we're out here trying to be nice. I'm 6'5". I'm 245 pounds. I work out a little bit, so when I come into an area or space, I'm automatically somebody's threat. Maybe not everybody's, but if you put enough people around, somebody's going to be like, look at that one. And they immediately think that there's something wrong. So I have to operate in this space where I have to always try to be like, look, I'm not a threat. I'm just here to pick up my food, like that kind of stuff.
Right.
And it's the same with like police officers and stuff. You can't even, you can't move in certain ways when you're certain size, like everything's a threat. So you have to almost be just capped in. And if you cap in something for long enough, it starts to kind of bubble up and
fester.
And that's what a slow burn is. So a lot of times when the slow
like a boil.
Right. But when it gets there, it's
like a pus-filled boil.
Well, we don't want to talk about
flaring up like a pack of hemorrhoids.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Ready to strike. ready to strike your ass, because
Right.
that's what this is. That's what this feels like after a while. It feels like
Striking ass.
just a strike in the ass that you can't soothe. You can't soothe it. You gotta just deal with it. And so that's what's been going on for the last couple of years. I've been literally just watching capped information,
Right.
narrative information get messed up. It's like the thing with Trump the other day. One minute he was it was dark. We were talking about documents, and now we're talking about a porn star that we knew somebody paid for. Like, who cares? Who cares, yo? Like, really, do you care?
Somebody
I don't care,
cares.
but who cares? Because
Well, I think there's a huge part of the country that cares.
why?
Well, because there's a standard.
Of what? She's
Now,
a porn star.
I'm going to explain.
Please.
All right. So think about this. And people know I'm not a fan of presidents, period.
Unless
But
they
look
dead
at the
presidents on
standard.
paper.
Look at the standard. So, for example, with Donald Trump, remember when he had that issue with Obama, and it started
Right.
at that one dinner when he was talking about that birth certificate.
Right.
So you're throwing stones at a president about a birth certificate. Well, if that's what your issue is, fine. Meanwhile, you got hush money on a hoe. You see what I'm saying? So, and not only that, you got, all these presidents had to go to Harvard and all these, crazy schools and stuff. There's certain standards that you have to live by to be the leader of the free world.
True.
I cannot be president. I mean, maybe I have the decision-making ability, and I have military history, I'm a vet.
Right.
But some of the stuff I got into as a young dude, I couldn't be no damn president. It would come out of the woodworks. You know what I'm saying?
I know this, man.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna tell you. I definitely know there's some things I'm not allowed to do.
Right. Just like that football coach that got caught with the pictures, where he was at a hate rally when in high school. Stuff like that can come out of the woodwork. So when you are president, you're supposed to be held to the highest standard.
But what
not
is
some hush money from no porn star.
But first of all, man, I respect what you're saying. Let's start with that. I respect what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But here's where my issue is. He was Donald Trump before he was the president.
So was everybody else.
No, everybody wasn't Donald Trump. Everybody
not Donald Trump.
Was who they were. And he lived in a world, mm-hmm. so to speak, where things were a little bit different. So for him to have a past with a couple of porn stars, he might not have been expecting to be president. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might not have been a thing when he was doing.
So you're saying that presidents are groomed from what, high school and college on up?
A lot of them are.
Right. So imagine all of the presidents that were groomed from that to have to deal with some joker talking about their birth certificate, and now he got hush money from Stormy Daniels.
I mean, it's a reason to be mad, but it's not a reason to be surprised, if that makes sense.
I agree with you 100%.
Right. They acting like,
Yeah, like if Kanye West became president,
right?
Like, we know what he was doing with Amber Rose and the Kardashians. We know.
Right. Come on, man. Exactly.
However, it's not excusable when it comes to setting the standard. Now, if you want to alter the standard, then yes, I get it.
Well, I see what you're saying, but they alter the standard all the time. Like, what was acceptable online before, or what you could say on TV before that wasn't acceptable, they alter standards all the time.
They do.
So why with this guy they got to do all that?
Well, because when he was, and look, again, I'm not a fan of presidents. I'm not a fan of anybody that's a politician, honestly, because you have to be the most conceited asshole on the planet to want to do that. Even all the way back to high school president, to get up there with a sign and say, I'm the best person here. You got to be pretty into yourself. But the way he heckled the last president, constantly went at him. And then when he got in office, everything was, that's fake news, fake news, fake news. You see what I'm saying? Like,
but that's the game, though.
You can't handle it.
But he could handle it. He played the same game they was playing before he was there. He just played it without.
Who was heckling all of the presidents like that?
Maybe not like that, but all the presidents get heckled. Hell, George Bush had to duck shoes and shit. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not by a presidential candidate or someone planning to be president. That's by some idiot in the damn rafters.
I
Like,
can
what if
see
you
where
was
you.
go?
I
It's
can
almost
see
like
where
he
you can
turned it
come up
into a
with that.
rap battle. Like, what if you was like if you were president and I was about to and I'm going up to be president and I'm like, yo, you trash, yo. You know, and I just come out of the woodwork talking about something that doesn't really matter,
Well,
but
like I said,
heckling you
but that's what.
at your ball. You would fight. Sekou, you're 6'5" and menacing.
Right.
You would
Yeah,
throw
but
heads.
you know, that's a different group of people. They operate it with different rules. They can
Trump
sue
turned the
each other.
White House into a battleground for rap. Like, I mean, that's he altered the standard. And then when he went to become president,
Right.
look at the face of his rallies.
Well, what
I'm not
face
going
are
to
we
get too
talking
into
about?
that,
That's
but
not his fault though,
it's
per
not his
se.
fault.
That's
But
not his fault.
it's the standard that he allowed to take place. So for example, let's say this. Let's say a black man was running for president, right?
Right.
And he had all of his rallies down there in Stone Mountain in Georgia in front of the Not Fucking Around clique, the NFAC. You know, the guys with the guns?
Right.
Now, he could have
Okay.
come in peace because they're actually a peaceful group of people. But if somebody popped off down there, then all of a sudden, why he got to have his movement here? You see what I'm saying? Like, why
Right.
why are they allowing people to say the things that they're saying? And I don't believe Trump is racist at all, to be totally honest with you. I think he cares about green. You know?
Exactly. Which is what he's always cared about. So that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody.
Exactly.
He's
Because
been,
he's been in bed with Oprah and all them for years.
Yeah, man. They need to stop. They need to stop. That's why I was very disappointed with what they keep doing. It's like, look, nobody else don't get arrested when they be talking all that about them. Like if they put up a brother on the news, and they say, look, we're looking for this guy because he did XYZ. When they find him, he go to jail.
Right.
Right.
Do you pay your taxes?
Yeah.
Do you think it's unfair if others don't?
Nah, I'm trying to figure out the game, player. Like
trying to figure out how to do it like they
know
do.
how to do it like they
and
do.
So see, that's my thoughts on it too. See, I do think he does pay taxes. I think he pays a small amount, but the witch hunt, from what I've heard, and this is alleged, is that they're trying to figure out what's going on with his taxes.
Because he play the game better than they do.
Too good.
He's too good at it. This is what I'm saying. He filed bankruptcy. He did all types of stuff. They just keep throwing stuff at him. I'm like, look, I know plenty of people that have done things wrong. They don't get to be all on the news and all that, and everybody saying he did stuff wrong, and then nothing happens. It's the same thing with the last thing. It's like they talk all this stuff, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, it's on to the next thing." He's supposed to get arrested today. He didn't get arrested today, and I call bullshit from day one.
If you get arrested as the we call it the ex-president or whatever,
right,
or the former president, is Secret Service supposed to go in there with you?
I don't know.
Because that's the only reason why I could imagine that he had a warning to go to jail.
He said they get to go sit in the jail with him because they got to protect him for the rest of his life.
Yeah, you can't have him getting caught in the old sausage. Think about that, man. Like, America wasn't prepared for that. Well, we've never had an ex-president go to jail.
Right.
Like, what are we supposed to do?
That is interesting. Really, none of them?
I mean, I'm sure they've been brought up on charges, but actually thrown in the clink for a couple nights. Like, where do you throw them in the drunk tank? Like,
you need a special cell.
What jail could you house him in? Because presidents, in office and out of office are still very, very major targets, especially Trump. Because not only is he an ex-president, but you're talking about a billionaire.
True, and he's got a following that he don't even want. in some cases, or at least he doesn't. He likes to distance himself from certain groups that support him,
Right.
and but he can't stop the fact that they support him like they do. Like they wild. They're a little wild, and I don't want to jump into
Well,
all
they
of
do
this.
what he tells them to do.
Yeah, it is what it is. They listen. If he says, "Hey, let's go down the street and have a cookout down there," then they would have had a cookout down there. Guarantee.
They might have took that. They might have thought that was code for something.
Who knows?
We gonna burn something.
But they already knew that much. That's the part that got me. See, if you think about it, they were there for a rally to do what they did. Like it was the whole thing was already set up. Look, we're gonna meet down here. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly.
China.
Exactly. And I don't get it as to why they allow these people to just use up all the media time with bullshit. Like it's just
that's what the media is for.
What's the
social media and TV, that makes up 3% of the American population. But because it's at our fingertips and at the ready, like you can turn your TV on, it seems like it's everything. Like, and this is a clear example.
Did you say 3% of the population?
3% of what's going on is on social media.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
So think about it from this perspective. I could be looking at my phone right now and see the worst racism, walk away feeling like the country is at its worst. And as soon as I walk outside, my Caucasian neighbor looks over and says, "What's up, Sonny?" Then I go to a restaurant, I sit down, and I'm in the South too. I sit down, and even if I went to some like Cracker Barrel or something, which I don't normally go to, but then let's say if I was there, you have a seat, and people say, "Hi, how you doing? Hey, how are you?" Holding the door.
Right.
But as soon as I pick my phone back up and start looking at what's going on, all of a sudden I get that lump in my stomach and I feel like it's the end of the world again. And that's because social media is BS and it's what they want you to believe.
But it's not just about what it is that. And I want to piggyback on that. It's not just about what they want you to believe. It's also come down to what they want you to actually be able to say. Like, there's certain.
Are you ready to purge this BS?
I'm ready to purge this bullshit, man. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I can put out certain videos. Like I can put out a video of the police, like beating somebody else up in a arresting them for a tail light being out or whatever. Nobody bats a freaking eye, right? Mm-hmm. But then I put out a video of like this bus driver who got punched in the face, and then he punched somebody else out for punching him, and then they give me a banned video saying it was against.
Why did they do that?
Well, see, that's the thing. They tried to say that it was a context issue, and in a weird way that I was exploiting the people in that video. But here's the thing.
You voice over the ass whipping, Sekou.
Yo, I did voice over an ass whipping because there was no audio.
So I had the rhythmic ass whipping. Matter of fact, show us what you did.
I had to interpret it. Hold on, I don't even have the shit.
No, you don't have to play the video. I'm just saying, give your fans a view of what you did, because it was hilarious to me.
Well, I didn't do anything. I said some things.
Paint the picture. What happened? What are we watching?
Well, basically, the bus driver got punched in the face, like bah, and then all of a sudden he just starts wailing on the dude, and I was like, huh? What? Huh? Because that's how I felt when I saw it. It was powerful to me because he hit him first, and I was like, oh, that's what you get. You want some help?
And your timing was impeccable.
And I was, I'm telling you, when I was
like,
what was you saying? Right? Like, old school ass whooping, syllable ass whooping.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Where you want them to feel every word and every fist. Man.
Right.
And that's what
this is what you want a 5 or 6 year old watching.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Do they ride the bus?
Well, you're living in a country full of Karens.
Hold on, no. We're not going to do that. They can't watch the bus driver whoop ass but they can have all the gay books and all this extra stuff in school. Are we going to go that route? They just finished talking about that in Florida. And I was like, why are we arguing? They were arguing about shit for third graders. The whole high school, the high school kids walked out. I said, are y'all stupid? I said, you in third grade, you're not supposed to be. I don't want to hear all that. I don't want you just coloring and shit. I don't want you to come ask me questions like that as a parent.
You win, but you just answered your question. Should third graders be seeing that? No. But should third graders be seeing a grown man pummeling somebody?
Well, my page ain't for kids. So it's their parents' fault for letting them gravitate onto my shit. Let's start with that.
Well, you and I were TV kids. We were TV kids. Our parents were at work all day.
We were. But what I'm saying
is... But these kids are too.
Yeah, but they're watching way worse than what I put out. I'll tell you that. And the music they listening to, I'm telling you, a lot of it's trance music, man. I've heard some weird stuff. And I'm like, yo, did he just say that? And they're jamming to that shit. So what they're doing is definitely, you know, in my opinion, and I can only have my opinion, it's a little worse than the bus driver fighting somebody for punching them in the face.
Well, okay. So, but see, this is how you can gauge what you can and cannot post now. If you can't say it out loud at your job without feeling weird about it, then it's probably cancelable.
Apparently, you don't know how I get down to work then.
Well, you work from home, but I'm saying
exactly.
In my workplace,
so I can say what I want at my job.
I can't go up to the boss and be like, yeah, this bus driver was doing. He'll be like, get the hell out of my office. What are you talking about? Go see Karen.
Man, here's the thing. I think my blood pressure has been made to be high because I've been just not saying stuff trying to be nice to people. And I don't want to hurt anybody, but it's like when you see somebody doing something really it's like it's dumb as shit. And you can't even tell them how dumb it is. You're trying to be like, hey, you know, you should try it this way. And you're trying to be all nice. And really, you should be like, hey, idiot, stop. Stop. Right where you are. Don't move. Just get out the way. Let me do it. You know, that kind of stuff. You can't even be like that to people. They'll be like, he assaulted me. Like, hold up, man. I was trying to help you fix your tire or whatever. Everybody's too sensitive. And they saying, it's like you can't talk no more. We used to be able to talk, like we talk to each other, we call each other everything.
But see, it's biting people in the butt now.
Well,
and I'm gonna tell you why. Did you happen to see the Oscars?
Oh Lord, are we gonna talk about the Oscars?
It was dry as a cracker.
Yeah, but the Oscars been dry. It just got pumped up because Chris Rock got smacked.
I don't disagree with you. The Oscars has always been dry. Exactly. However, when you take away the jokes, so to speak, like the real edgy jokes, and you know, what do you call it when the roasting,
right?
When you remove that, it's like going to church at the Interfaith Center in Columbia and not going to the Baptist one. You know what I'm saying? It's awful. Like,
it's horrible.
Jimmy Kimmel couldn't tell a good one. Maybe he got one or two that were close. But you can see a real comedian up there like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling these jokes. Like, nope, you can't do that one. Nope, you got to run by, they got to judge everything. You got to run your whole set by somebody, and it was awful.
Yeah, awful. You can't say nothing no more, man. And that's the part that I'm just so frustrated with. I keep pissing people off on TikTok. I'm pissing people off on Facebook. I'm pissing off YouTube by accident. And then YouTube is striking me for stuff I found on fucking YouTube. Like, I got it off your forum, idiot. I just reposted it. Why all of a sudden you giving me a strike? You didn't strike the person that put it up.
Well, what about maybe they're hitting you for a copyright ding too? That's what put it on their radar.
Different. They tell you what it's for.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. You post something that they've already approved. So it's in their database, meaning they already, it's there. Mm-hmm. And then you put something else. You're basically screaming, come look at me. I'm using content that is not mine. I just want to review it or,
Yeah, but that's what they're doing anyway. That's my whole point. Why can't I do the same shit I'm watching? I'm
because
watching
certain
people do the
certain
same thing.
creators have problems with that too. Like if you like even now in his death, if you use a Kevin Samuel clip, his people are coming for you.
Yeah, but
He
that's Kevin
demanded that you
Samuels.
get permission.
Right. But that's also Kevin Samuels. And that
But
is,
how would he know you used it?
he wouldn't. And if he
Because
did,
it
then
sends him a ding.
right.
And he can see it. Okay, somebody reposted my clip or whatever like that. So
Right.
what I'm saying is when you did that, you sent a message to YouTube to come look at what you're doing.
Oh, they've been looking. They've been pissing me off lately too. I, are they getting this right now? I hope they're getting this right now. I already
Yeah.
know how the little algorithm works. That's fine. Don't
Yeah,
circulate
we
it
got our
around.
cancel shoes on.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool. But that's not right, man. Like I
I'm
said,
not saying it's right, but
I've gotten the copyright one because before I had music, I would play. And that's so
Mhm.
I know what the message is when you get that. That's not what
Right.
they're telling me. They're telling me it's violating graphic, gore and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, I got it off of YouTube. What the hell?
Yeah,
This
but
is
just
what
because it's
I
there,
found it.
well, if you don't know that, but I get it. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube that's just there. But
Nah, man.
if it had come out now, it would not make it.
You can't keep it there then. Go look for some shit from like back in the day that was
No,
definitely
man, because then there'd be no better than Facebook. Because like, look, before Facebook
they ain't
standards
no
got
better.
crazy, people used to post naked pics in groups on Facebook, right?
Yes. They
You
still
remember
do.
that?
Don't get it twisted, but okay. All right.
Even
I'm
if the
glad
group
you
isn't
think they don't.
even if the group is private, but what happens is Facebook's detectors, this algorithm, when it's detecting things, it
Right.
will find something your funky ass did 3 or 4 years ago, and
Yes.
and you can get a ding now. Like even like
Okay.
it was about I say about 7 months
Hold up.
ago.
I can hold on a second. They hold on. They can give you dings after the fact, is what you're
After
saying?
the fact, they went back on me 4 or 5 years and said, you got 30 days of not being able to go live or something and post because of this picture that I posted of this woman who's like, she's like a gilf. And the meme was something about, what you gonna do around tax time. She had on clothes. I mean, she had on a bikini, but it was like one of those, I want to say it was like palm colored, like this color. So you could see that she was wearing a bathing suit or
Right.
panties, whatever it was. But I got 30 days because of that. Like we didn't have that standard back then. So if they take YouTube now and go back and everybody that posted some world star type stuff back then, nobody would be
Right.
doing nothing.
But that's what I'm saying. They're trying to get back to that now, and now we can't do anything, but I'm still seeing the content.
Right, because I'm saying they're not doing what Facebook is doing. They're not going back to that content and erasing it. Which is
Really?
good because YouTube is literally it's like a living history. So
Yeah,
if you start
sort of.
removing all of that, then you can't go back. But you got like a library at your fingertips.
Well, that's the thing about it. Why can't we put new information up now? Like everything is
Because
being
a bus
scrutinized.
driver's ass whipping ain't
Hey,
necessarily
it is
new
good
information.
info. That's new information. Don't hit the bus driver. Let's start with that. Don't punch bus drivers. And if you do
I
punch a
mean,
bus driver, this is what might happen to you. That was good information. That's a life lesson learned by that kid,
it's a
whoever that
double-edged
person was.
sword. I mean, part of it, everything you hate about it, I hate about it. But the other side of it is
You can't
it
even say what you
causes you
just
to
said,
think
man.
outside the box as opposed to just violence and being vulgar.
Okay, to a degree.
We're not
But
promoting being vulgar anymore. So
right.
people have to, in order to be entertaining, they got to use their head now.
Well, sometimes I don't want to use my head
I
though.
agree, 100%.
Sometimes I just want to throw something out there and be like, look at this shit. And that be it. That's it. And then no commentary, nothing. Just look at this shit. And then boom, a
Yeah,
video
it
that
definitely puts a damper on what you're trying to do. I feel you.
yeah, I can't even show people stuff.
And then
And
they
then
threaten to take your whole channel and
yeah, they tried that. I did find a way to blur some things out and put some poop emojis over stuff. I mean, I found some ways to get around some stuff. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not letting the bus driver video go. I'm not
what are you
letting
gonna
it go,
do with
man.
it?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's already all over Facebook and all over Instagram and all over these other places. But YouTube was like hell to the no. They sent me the whole email and everything, man.
When you uploaded it, did you choose the "this is not for children" option?
I always do. I never say my shit's for kids.
Stop choosing that.
Well,
It's
then what
ass
am I supposed
backwards.
so what am
Stop
I supposed to
choosing it.
choose? Nah, man, because there's the problem.
When you choose the "not for children" option, that's when they ding you. And it makes it hard for people to search your video or find your video.
No, but that's also what they say is if you don't indicate that and your video happens to be a bit much for children, then they'll ding you for that. So you gotta identify what you are at that point.
Okay. Well, look, devil's advocate. If your mom says, "Look, I don't want people walking in here with muddy boots on," what you gonna do? You gonna uphold the law, or you gonna let people walk in our house with muddy boots
Well,
on?
me personally, I'm not gonna let people walk in the house with the muddy boots
Right.
on.
YouTube is not our house. It's just a huge house, but it's somebody else's house. Like if you and I created YouTube, we would have the freedom to say, this is what we want done here and what we don't want done here. And when
Right.
y'all come in here wilding out, we lose the Karens. We lose the others. You know, we lose a whole lot of people that are paying customers that like to present here and like to watch here.
Hold on. Did you just call them Karens?
I did, and it's probably
See,
offensive.
and that's the kind of shit you can't even say no more. You can't even say the
true.
name Karen anymore.
You can't.
No, not without people getting offended. That's like it's like calling it's like the N-word. I hate to say it that way, but if you call a white woman Karen, like if you say to her, "Hey, ma'am, what's your name?" and she's like, "I'm not giving you my name," and you're like, "Okay, I can guess your name's Karen." If you say some shit like that, oh my God, the police are getting called. You just committed assault. You don't know what they're gonna do. It's like somebody turned that name that's been around for ages. There's been Karen since Jesus, man.
But can we say barbers?
And I'm sure you can say Barbara's now, but somebody named Karen and everybody named Karen now hates somebody named Karen now because that person started it off bad for everybody that's named Karen. And I don't know.
Well, you know, with that one right there, see, the problem is people like to say it in person. And that's what changed the game. Like, let's say you got a white woman and a black woman fighting in a store, right? The black woman immediately says, "Look, I don't have time for you, Karen." She should have just never said that. You should have posted the video and then we could all say Karen in the comments.
Right. But you just said Karen. So
I'm going to jail, man.
So it is what it is.
They're taking me up the freaking road.
They're taking you up the road and they've already.
But they ain't gonna call me and tell me I'm getting knocked on Tuesday.
Right. Yeah, they're not gonna tell you what day you going to jail.
Nah. Because I'm thinking
telling
Wednesday is a little festive. You know?
They didn't have me. They
Hump
didn't have
day.
me for a
Nah,
second.
I ain't going to
that.
jail on hump day. Fuck that.
They literally hit him up like that Chappelle show episode where he was like, "So which day you coming to turn yourself in?" He's like, "Man, I'm busy on Wednesday." You're like, oh, "I'll come down there, and, you know."
What
Friday.
time you want me there? 8.
Right. Right, that kind of shit. And this is who may be the next president.
Oh, at this point, I remembered fearing that when the first time around,
right?
And then it happened. I will never fear another president unless we get a dictator.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah, we made it through that. We made it through that. We can make
Look at what we got going on right now. I'm like, look,
oh
man.
my God. I don't even want to talk about that situation. I'll tell you what.
What's the limit to the age on a president? 103 now?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll be surprised if Biden makes it through this term, let alone another one. I'm just saying he doesn't
you mean
move
life-wise?
Yeah, he doesn't really look too good. Like just in my
just looks like he needs to be sitting in the armchair watching TV chilling.
Yeah, just counting down to waiting it out.
Yo, I mean, like retirement age is what, 60?
Nah, not anymore. 65? It's like 65 now, yeah.
Yeah, 65, that's right. So I couldn't imagine a day after 65 thinking I want another job that's going to take 4 years and then a year or two to campaign for it.
Yeah, that's kind of goofy, but he may have had nothing else better to do. All I'm saying
I just want to have
is,
a seat.
the way that he moves around is kind of like, what does that remind me of? I want to say a mummy.
Cocoon.
Yeah,
You ever
like a
seen
mummy or
Cocoon, yo?
he just don't move normal. Like it, and it seems
Mm-mm.
like it's age related. And I think that, being the president is a tough ass job.
Yeah.
It looks like, there's some spoils to it. You get to fly around Air Force One, all that kind of stuff. But that seems like a tough job, man. I've seen him.
Obama went in with the same haircut as John Travolta in Grease and came out looking like Grady off of
Yeah,
Sanford and Son.
man. He went from all
Great
his gray
Goody
came while he was in
Goofy.
all his gray came while he was in the White
Yeah.
House. So there is definitely something to that job. To be honest with you, Trump didn't age that much.
Because he's already 250 years old.
Right. And
Fake
he's
news.
getting work done weekly. Like he goes in for like weekly appointments to get stuff done. I need you to bring my eyebrows up, that kind of stuff. He does
Just
that
take
every
the
week.
hair and flap it forward. Sew some more back there. Fake news.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What's going on?
Is your how's your feed looking over there?
It's looking fine.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. It just acted up on my end, which is
Nah,
expected
you
when
fine.
you say too many keywords, they'll just tap in real quick just to let you know they around. Like, hey, bro, I heard them last couple phrases you said. Just know you spit out them keywords. And that's
Right.
the thing about it. It's like there has to be a way for there to be a little bit more freedom in what we're able to say.
No, there's not. Because you have freedom of speech outside your home.
That's bullshit.
Not in the workplace and not at the store. I meant outside your home, like on the step. That's where freedom of speech takes
Right.
place.
When you
And
tell
if
them to get
somebody
off
can
your grass,
hear you next door, then you in trouble.
because that's disturbing the peace.
You no longer have freedom of speech anymore.
So then
And
why
you
are people
definitely
always
don't have
talking
it in
about it?
somebody else's house. And this is somebody else's house.
Man, this is the internet, man. This ain't somebody else's house.
No, the internet is a totally different thing. YouTube is a totally different thing than the internet. YouTube sits on the internet.
Yeah.
Now you could go on the dark web and talk however you want.
But I don't want to be on the dark web because then they really come looking for you. That's when the FBI come looking, not these little email bandits, these little bots, these little bot police.
Right.
That your video violated our community standards. Come on, man. Shut the hell up. That bullshit.
See, you got 6'5" energy right now.
Yeah, but that's all I'm saying. Like, come on, man. All the stuff I watch on here, and you're gonna tell really I violated? I violated. I've seen some things on YouTube. Let me just say that. I've seen
Well,
some
see,
things.
the other part of it is you was making fun of this man getting pummeled.
But why should he have not been made fun of? Shame is a good thing. We need to stop shaming shame. Let's
We need to
stop
bring
shame
back
shaming.
the shame.
Let's stop shaming. Okay.
Yeah,
Everybody's talking
right.
about fat shaming and all this other shaming. Let's stop shaming. How about that? Because when people are ashamed of something, they normally don't return to that behavior. So
Right.
if you
No,
punch the bus,
not these days, because a million people could watch that, and somebody's still gonna walk on a bus and try to punch the bus driver, and the bus driver's gonna pummel him again.
yeah, well, that person wasn't paying attention. Let's just put it that way, because those were some brutal hits he was dropping the whole forearm on this dude, like "Fa!" like that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That was an ass whooping. Lesson learned, yo. If he didn't learn a lesson that day, I don't, there's no help for him. Let me just put it that way. There's no help if there's no
Yo,
lesson that was learned.
can you run that sound effect back though? Yeah. Yeah, if you got hit with one of them, that's something.
Yeah, because it's like the mixture of the bottom of the fist and it goes into the forearm and ends with the elbow. It's like a foul, like that. Like that last point. You see, he wiped his nose first, man. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just at YouTube. If you're listening, I don't appreciate what you did with the bus driver video.
This is our fault though. All of this is our fault. World Star.
But World Star
Peasants
wasn't
closer
my
to
fault.
the sun.
World
It's
Star,
our fault.
I wasn't even checking World Star at first. And honestly, I can't watch it now because it's like a lot of porn on there. And I'm not saying that there's anything particular against porn, but when I go to World Star to look for something, I don't need to be like advertised porn. I got like 3 sites that are like that. It's like, all right, there's a couple of thumbnails of like some funny shit, right? And then there's a whole bunch of porn. And I'm like, this is not all in the same category. Why are they all on the same page like this? So that's what would happen, like you said, if they just let people put up whatever the hell they want to put up.
Right.
But I'm not saying there shouldn't be some borders, but can we talk about it? Like, reach out to me. Don't just send me an email and not give me like a number I
Well,
can call.
it's all part of the cancel thing. Like this is the thing. People have no remorse. Like I remember growing up, like people learning who they were, and maybe like a parent or somebody taught you some racism or something.
Right.
You don't even know that you're hearing. They're not, telling you this is what you should say or something, but they just said something. And like maybe if you're around a friend or something, you're like, man, something the N word, but you don't know what you're saying. And this could go for other children out in the park. So everybody gangs up on whoever this kid is that says it.
Right.
And they hate that kid for the day. And then the next day they come back and they're all friends again because there's compassion. Like nobody wants to just beat up on Billy, every damn day. Like, all right, new joke. But in our society now, it's like, no, Billy will burn. He will lose his job. His family will never eat again. He must move and live in the
Right.
ocean and deal with the sharks and dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never ending. Like at this day and age, if you didn't get Bill Cosby back in the days when it was black and white outside, like, are you really putting an old blind man that did all of this for blacks to go to college and all of this education? You're putting him in the damn jail?
Yeah. They find
But they
whatever
won't
you've
put the
done.
lady that damn got Emmett Till in trouble in jail.
I thought she died.
She wasn't dead when they went to find
That's
her.
true. That's true. She wasn't dead then, but I think she recently died, and
But
that's
the
what
point,
she
I don't even want to
told
make it
everybody.
an
Yeah,
issue like that.
we're
I'm
not
just
gonna do
saying,
that. But
cancel culture. You don't just lose your freedom on whatever social media you're on. They also go to your job. They call your boss, and your boss says, well, we can't be represented by that type of behavior.
right.
And now you've lost your job. Your kids can't go to school anymore. That's
Well,
why it's like,
and see,
it's more of a protection for you.
that's what it's supposed to be. But at whatever point it takes this turn where now we got to be walking on eggshells about everything.
Everything.
Where at the same time I can go on my Instagram timeline, I can see ass all day. All day.
Because it's where it's supposed to be.
Man, that's some bullshit.
It is.
This is some bullshit. I'm getting tired of it, and I'm about to be lucky that my shit ain't working right now.
I'll tell you what, speaking on that though, the thing that I don't like is the way that the algorithms work.
Yes.
Because if you got drunk 5 years ago and was on Instagram looking at some booty,
Yeah.
like,
Which I was. Which I was.
Your
I can't tell you.
Instagram now is just booty, booty, booty,
Ass.
booty, booty.
Man, look, I'm embarrassed to open my Instagram when I'm in public.
I couldn't open mine at work.
let me just tell you, not even just work, public. Like if I'm anywhere outside of my home, like at the dollar store or whatever, just out doing regular people shit, I do not open my Instagram
you just
when I'm
gotta
out.
go with it, man.
I'm telling
you just
you
gotta
right
open
now.
it and just have confidence with all that ass hanging out.
Man, most people are like, woo, and like jump into my joint, like, damn, what you got? Like they jump all up in my shit.
Yeah, but it's not as if but everybody's doing it now.
Yeah, man. That's
people just aren't embarrassed.
Well, they should be. Because if all you got is
you gotta
ass
bring
on
back
Instagram,
the shame.
It's like exactly. Stop shaming, man. That's my new phrase. Stop shaming. Bring that back. Because if I check your Instagram, I don't have to go too far. If I go, a couple of scrolls and this is what I see, then I'll be like, yo, you a little nasty motherfucker, ain't you? You just love ass, huh? And then it'll be, well, I did. No, you do. And you just don't have to like it no more because it's already coming. But
Right.
That's what your thing was for a hot minute. You got on Instagram wild out. That's what I did. My Instagram is, I'm not even going to tell you. There's a couple of friends, friends and family on there. There's a few of them. But if you put it in raw numbers,
If you go to the magnifying glass on my Instagram, it would
Uh-oh.
think that dudes don't exist.
Yeah,
There's no,
exactly.
because I'm always looking for stuff on musical equipment, news, you name it. Means nothing. All it is pretty faces and booty. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even search that now. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't even remember the last time I did. I think the only time I was ever really searching it was if I was trying to find somebody like on a TV show that I thought was good looking.
Right.
And then you know how you get to that one actor, whatever her name is, and you get to her, and then it says, oh, hey, look, there's a pretty girl off another show. You follow that one because you want to see, because you don't really know how to use Instagram.
Yeah, that's how
and
I
it
got
creates
caught up, man.
your trend. And I'm like, come on, yo.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's my problem. Why don't I have any control over that algorithm? Like, why can't I reset it or look at it and say, yeah, let's take that
do you
topic
do
out?
a lot of searching now? Or do you
I?
just so if you open your Instagram up, do you just scroll, or do you actually go in there with a purpose trying to find something?
It depends on what's going on, but for the most
But do
part
you
now, I
scroll
just
more?
scroll.
Yeah, that's
I'm
why. And
scrolling
they
now.
just and they also checking how long you watching whatever you watching, because I noticed this. If I'm going through my scroll on Instagram, I'm looking for funny stuff. But you know, like if some amazing
Booty, rocking everywhere. Oh, I know.
I'm gonna watch it, but
I
I'm
come
sure.
back down to it. I come back
Yeah.
whoa.
I'm sure Instagram is following whatever hashtag is on
Yeah,
that post,
down to that
and
shit.
exactly how, because I've seen it. They watch how much time you spend watching a video, because that's how they get the diagnostics for your stuff. So they're like, oh yeah, we caught you earlier today looking at moon over Miami's. You know what I'm saying? So
moon over Miami.
Yeah, Amsterdam Part 12, huh? Okay. Yammy Davis Jr.
Yo, let me tell you right now, my issue with Instagram is just that I don't have control over the algorithm. They have definitely fed me a nice level of eye candy. Just in all honesty.
Feed, yeah.
I mean, but it is what it is. When I open that app, that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
That's specifically what I go there for, is to pretty much just see who's putting up some ass. You know, I got a couple of favorites. You know, a couple of them that I actually be like, that's my girl right there. Go ahead and put that little ass picture up. I don't ever talk to them. You know what I'm saying? But I see them. And I'll be on there like, okay, all right, that's what's up. So
I just don't understand the whole DM thing. Like, that's what I don't get. And the only reason why I say that is because, and I'm glad it doesn't work, because I don't want nobody in my
love. I don't get no love in the DM anyway.
No. But what I'm saying is,
currently in it, but when I wasn't getting no love in it.
So think about it. It seems like the best platform, because you'd be like, okay, well, let's say you're an up and coming artist, and you want to talk to P. Diddy or Busta Rhymes or whoever, you thinking you can actually get to them by sending them a DM. But if they're not your friend, they're not going to see that. It's going to get pushed in that other section.
That other section, right?
Yeah,
it's
like
just sitting there.
So what do you mean slide in a DM? What are you talking about? If I did, you would never see it anyway. I'm not wasting my time. I don't know you, and you don't know me.
Right. So
then when you get in there, that's a good topic of conversation. What would you say if you were able, like, let's say you were able to get into some pretty girl's DM that you didn't know? What would your opening play be? Hi?
Can we go get something to eat? That's where I'm
like
start.
Tanisha off a Bad Girls Club.
That's where I'm going to start. Because if not, I'm gonna end up saying, because just being honest, there was a period in time in my life where I was active in mailboxes and such. And
tell me you didn't lead with the DP, did you?
No.
Hey, how you doing? Look at my dick.
Look at it. I've never sent a dick pic. There's absolutely
overzealous.
Yeah, there's never one. I always my answer was always very simple. If you want to see it, you got to come see it.
Okay.
And so the ones that came to see it saw it, and the ones that didn't come to see it didn't see it. You see what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. Right, there you go.
Brought the belt home.
That's
All
the
right.
one. That's that killer blow right there. That finishing blow.
Yo, the way you jump past the teeth.
I'm serious, man. That's the finishing blow. But that's
So you will open up with, can we get something to eat?
pretty much. Because what am
Your
I supposed
treat
to
or
say?
y'all going Dutch?
No, it's my treat. It's my treat. Shit, I pay for that. I pay
Okay.
for that. I always, man, look, let me tell you what. First, I'm not going to say no cliche shit like it ain't tricking if you got it and all that. Look, first of all, you got to pay for that. If it looks like that, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay something for it. So let's just start by getting some food, because that way I'm going to get something out of it because I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm going to get something out of it, because if you start with that, I need my hair, my nails, you go in that route, now I'm just putting out money. I'm not getting nothing out of that. Let's go get something to eat so I can see how you eat. Man, I went out with this chick one time, man. I'm gonna tell you a story. So I can see how you eat, see what kind of shit you eat, how you put things together on a plate, you know, how you deal with chicken,
That's important.
things like that. Like, there was this one chick that I went out with. This is a long time ago, right? And I was like, you can have anything on the menu. She orders the chicken and then proceeds to peel all the skin off the chicken. And I'm like, well, why didn't you just get the boneless, skinless fucking breast cutlet? Why'd you get the chicken wings, the buffalo wings, and then peel all the skin off? So now you in front of me with your nails, peeling the skin off the chicken. I'm trying to eat my chicken.
That's disgusting.
That shit was horrible. She was really pretty though. She was really pretty. I put up with it like 2 dates. She got like 2 dates out of me because I was like, yo, maybe that first thing was just a thing.
So what y'all go eat the next time? Crabs?
No, it was actually it was something similar. She ended up getting like a shrimp boil or whatever. What's that called? A seafood boil. Yeah. So it was crabs, lobster, all that kind of shit. Yeah. He's sucking the oysters and shit. So you know it was nice that time, but it's still like the chicken thing just bothered me. And after that, I just. You know, she knows who she is. And if you ever see this, we still cool. All right. You know exactly who you are. I don't want you to just be mad at me because we still cool. Like, but that chicken shit messed with me. That's why we didn't keep dating. All right. You wanted an answer. You wanted that answer. There it is. Okay. It wasn't that you were ugly.
It's not you. It's me. No, right. You know what? It was you.
I had some things going on and I was, you know, very particular about certain standards, and the chicken peeling in front of me on the first date.
Chicken peeling.
That was a bit much for me. That was a bit much.
I don't think peeling is supposed to be even in the same sentence with chicken.
Right.
Yeah, I'm about to go peel some chicken.
So what? Just saying, if she ever see this, like I said, I'm not gonna say her name because you know how the internet don't forget nothing.
Nothing.
And like I said, she been cool. Me and her been cool ever since. She always wondered why we didn't go on no more dates. And I never really answered the question. So that was the answer to the question. That chicken peeling thing I never got past it.
This is why we got to bring back the shame.
Well, I asked her about it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I literally said, why would you get the chicken just to peel all of the skin? I don't like the skin on the chicken. But you could have had anything on the fucking menu. So why order something that's going to cause you to have to do all that work on the first date? Anyway, you know what?
I don't know if I trust people to eat skinless chicken. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yo, let's start with
either be a carnivore or not.
Right. Skinless chicken. I don't even know what that's about. I don't know what that's about.
Even on a nice, good, crisp baked chicken breast or baked chicken thigh or something, like that chicken is everything. It holds the season right. That skin.
So here's the thing, man. We are covering a few surface issues, but there's something very, very important to me that I need to discuss.
Purge it, man.
All right.
Do it, Sekou.
I am tired of you NWAs. Niggas with accessories, yo. I am tired of it. I'm tired of the purses, the tall ass fucking boots, all the extra shit. I'm tired of it. And you know, you're gonna say, oh, you don't like it because you can't get it. If I could afford it, I still wouldn't buy it. Why? Because it's ugly. It makes you look ugly. It makes you look stupid. Because if I could take that bag off your shoulder and put it on my lady's shoulder and they call it a purse, then guess what the hell it is? It's a purse. Okay? Get a
Yes.
backpack. I'm sorry, man. They got these, and then they got all this extra stuff. Like there's all this stuff, man. Everybody's wearing
The
tight ass clothes,
accoutrements.
and they
The
wearing these tight ass
accoutrements.
clothes. Don't nobody know what they are no more. One person's supposed to be a guy. You're supposed to be a girl. You're supposed to be him, her, this, that, and the other. It's just everything then got
See,
haywire.
that brings up a good question. So there's a show called Baddies on Zeus TV.
Baddies.
Yep, it's all of the top girls from Bad Girls Club show. And so, and one of these girls that was invited to be a part of the show is a transgender female. So used to be the kind of person that has a penis and now does not have a penis.
Oh, really? Like went all the way over.
Yeah, I guess that's what but I don't want to say the wrong thing because we could say the N-word all day and not get canceled, but you start dancing on this minefield.
Well, you got to know the difference though, because there's difference.
But my point is, this person that used to play for the blue team was set up to have a boxing match with a born pink teamer.
Pink teamer. See, that'll get you canceled too. What you mean, pink team? We're all equal. We're all equal.
The way you said it.
Right. We're all equal. Our color could be something nice. Like a nice chartreuse.
All right, so this one was naturally born with a vagina.
Okay.
Versus someone who was naturally born with a penis.
Okay, so a vagina.
But no longer has the penis.
Yeah, but so it's a faux vagina. A faux vagina, right?
What that mean?
A faux, like fake. Gina.
Okay, yeah,
a faux vagina.
Well, I don't know what they look. I don't know what. It just wasn't there
it
to
didn't
start with.
There, so it's fake. Okay?
There you go.
So
if this person puts hands on this other person, is that not? Would people get upset about
violence and all that kind of shit?
Like if you put your hands on your lady,
right?
People gonna say, "Oh, that man should have never done that."
Right.
But if a man has his part switched out, is the rest of his body not still that of a man?
He went from a stick to an automatic, yo.
Yeah, like this
out his engine.
This is what I'm getting at. If Hulk Hogan gets breasts, loses his penis, and now has an ass, is it not Hulk Hogan? It ain't Brittany Hogan.
Right, but that's the thing.
Because I bet you Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner could still whoop that ass.
Right, but that's the problem is we can't say that, even though we feel it to be true. And I know later on, if I ever do something, us even having this conversation is going to come up. And they'll be like, he's transphobic. Look, let me just set the record straight. Phobia is something that you would fear. And I'm not afraid of y'all. Okay. I just don't like the way that we have to try to figure this shit out.
Yeah, I hate that they put phobic on the end of that word.
Just because I don't really get it.
If any of y'all seen one of my best friends, OJ, I'm scared of him. Like if it came down to a fight, I fear that man. He's a freaking 34-0 kickboxer over there in Europe. You know what I'm saying? And over here, he's an MMA fighter. I don't train like that. I can't fight him. But no, I don't have a phobia. I'm not afraid of none of that.
Okay.
I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing because y'all will come for my job.
Right. And then you won't even be able to get another job.
And a lot of times when you say the wrong thing, it's not because you mean to say something ignorant. It's just that you are ignorant. Like I don't hang out with you all day, so I don't naturally assume your pronouns. I don't know what that stuff is. Because there's a dude on the show that went by them. Yeah, because he felt like he's a girl and a boy at the same time. So he goes by, instead of him or her, he goes by them.
See, like I
And
said,
they.
I got to stay away from part of that because I already know where it's going to take me. That's what TikTok did. The TikTok algorithm. I accidentally liked a picture of a trans something. It was a woman that was used to be a man, was kind of still a man. I don't know. I didn't see his whole package. You know what I'm saying? I just seen that ass. This nigga was thick as shit. Anyway. And I accidentally hit the joint. He was doing squats, yo. I was doing squats, man. And
You
had
getting
the
clown
whole,
for this too.
hey, clown me all day. I ain't the only one. I ain't the only one. Because I be on there now, and there's a lot of dudes that got trapped into this sunken place with me, where you like the wrong damn video.
And then girls would be like, see, that's why you get
Right, right. So now I started getting like these weird ass friend requests and shit. And so I now have to start looking at the little bios and all
like,
that.
what? I didn't know.
Be like, hold on. I thought
Nah,
TS
I'm
stood
messing
for
with you. This
tall and
started all the
slim.
way back in Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer used to have girls on there that people didn't know was girls.
It is what it is.
I mean,
But
didn't
see,
know that
that's
was
my
boys,
problem.
rather.
That's my issue. So because I liked that video, TikTok started feeding me a bunch of trans shit. So now I don't even know what to like anymore. So I gotta like look all the way into it. Like, if I like this shit, is this okay? Because it might not be what I think it is, and then it's gonna
Right.
start feeding me some stuff that really ain't what I want it to be. Because like the one that was the chick that looked, well, it was a dude. You know what I was saying? That one was really nice looking. But then the stuff they started feeding me wasn't at that caliber. It wasn't at that I could pass through it and not see that there was a man on my timeline in a weird position. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Once that started happening, then late night I jump on the lives. Like, I be on the TikTok lives. Let me just say, that's a weird ass fucking place. Okay.
Mm.
And I think I blame it on my algorithm, because I'm like, oh, is this all that's on TikTok at night? Like, is this what we do? I don't know if you've been on there.
My TikTok is completely different because of all of the musical stuff that I do.
See? Exactly. Exactly. All I had to do was make that one mistake of liking some ass, or what I thought was some ass. Well, it was some
Bring
ass.
back the shame.
Yeah, say what you want, man. That nigga was thick, man. Nigga was thick, yo. Got me good on the pass through. I was going right, doop, 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 just going right on through some shit. And then a couple of posts later, there was somebody else reacting to it like, you wouldn't even know this was a man. And I'm like, holy shit.
Word?
I was like, ooh, I just liked that. Oops. And I couldn't like go take away the like. It
No,
was
you
too
can.
late. What, you can take away likes?
You can unlike a like, yeah.
Let me be honest.
Now you tell me.
I moved too fast. And yeah, that was way too long ago for it to happen.
Bring back the shame.
So now at night, when I go on TikTok, it's scary. It's a scary, scary place. And
yeah, I don't envy you. I don't want a part of that. So
yeah, so your shit is like regular shit, huh?
yeah, mine is mostly like if it is any live going on, it's normally girls or dudes singing karaoke or something,
See, what I get is,
or people making beats or
what I
comedy
get a
stuff.
lot of times is I get the people just doing random stuff. I hate that. Like, you just
What do you
laying in
mean?
the bed,
Oh
just
yeah, yo,
looking at the
that's
TikTok.
ridiculous.
Like, yo, why is there 1,000 people in here watching this bitch go to sleep?
Right.
Why
Like
is
it
this
ain't
going
like it's
on?
not a video.
Right. It's not even a video. It's a live. So you got
No,
to
no, no,
either.
no, no, no. I'm saying people hook up, they because you can get TikTok on the desktop
Right.
live.
Right.
So they can just broadcast an infinite loop of somebody's chest going up and down, breathing or something, and go
Wow.
out.
So I was gonna stop my TikTok account, but I kind of like it
Your
at the same
content
time.
is incredible,
Yeah, well,
especially
I'm,
when
I'm
you do
just
the
getting
funny
started.
stuff.
Yeah, but see, that's the other thing. Some shit that's funny is funny, and then they tell me I can't post the shit. Like,
Well, that's because all right, you got to remember our generation, our humor was born in either bullying or being bullied. And I'll explain. You got a trophy. You got a trophy for being great.
Right.
They get trophies for being alive. So if you're getting trophies for being great, then that means you were born in an era where if somebody was sucking on the team, like on either side, we were all screaming, "You suck!" Like, you know what I'm
suck.
saying?
Please
Now they
take
make
that
their parents
personal.
be quiet. And so, like, just for example, what you were saying earlier, the bus driver thing, you and I found that hilarious. Like, if this
A
was
lot
our
of people found it
YouTube,
funny, honestly. A lot
I
of people
know,
did.
but that's what I'm saying. If this was our YouTube, it would have probably gotten pushed up to the top of our algorithm, so somebody could, we could bring back the shame. Like, so you could teach that lesson, but they don't. It's like even now, I tell people, I was like, yo, if you haven't had a decent bully, you're probably not gonna grow up to be much.
True.
And people disagree with me, but I had bullies growing up, and it wasn't until I learned how to either fight back or laugh at myself.
I had a couple of them. I had a couple of them.
Yeah. A good
So
textbook will make a bully reconsider.
yeah, but see, that's the thing. Everything is so like baby soft. You just can't say anything, man. I'm telling you. And here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest. I work remotely, but I have like a team of guys I deal with. These guys say and do whatever the fuck they want to do. Now, granted, they don't all look like me, if you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
but they're pretty lax and they be saying some, I'm not going to say like racial type stuff, but they'll say something and be like, yo, you can't really say that at work. And then nobody says nothing. So it's really not about what they're saying. It's about the impact of the people around what they're saying. And if they don't give a fuck, then there's no fucks to give. So the problem is the people that actually give a fuck need to stop giving a fuck. I hate to say it that way, but there's certain things that it's like, come on, man. All this
Well,
stuff I get to watch, all this craziness I get to see at night, man. There's literally dude chicks on there like with they.
you just got canceled right now.
No, I didn't. I did
Well,
not.
what you
I
just
did
said?
not, sir. I did
Did you
not,
say
sir.
dude chicks?
Hey.
What is it? Yeah.
Because here's the thing. What is it? What is a dude chick? What is it?
I don't know, good sir.
Exactly. It's them. So there's your pronoun. There's your pronoun.
Nah, I'm just saying simply, it's like this, man. The nerds, when we were growing up, are the ones that run Hollywood.
They do to a degree,
But they
yes.
got beat up when they were young. So when they gained the power, like think about it. Look at Bill Gates, one of the most powerful men in the world. You think Bill Gates was getting any play when he was in high school? This guy looks like he ate TV dinners from the womb till now.
He better have been a billionaire. Life was
Did Steve Jobs look like he was pulling chicks?
No.
No.
But that's not for everybody anyway. Somebody has to be the nerd. Somebody has to be the jock.
Yes, the nerds are on top. That's what I'm saying. Like people always talk about the strong will always survive. Yes, I believe that if we were out here in the wilderness. Yes. But in today's society, the strong get thrown in jail.
Yo, they told me one time, they told me I was a threat when I had my hands up. Like imagine you like this, and they're like, it's threatened because we don't know what he could have done with his hand.
I feel them in that because if you think about it, I'm 6 foot tall. I feel like it's unfair for anybody to look down at me and see the top of my scalp after 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
Like if Shaq was up there, Shaq could literally just go and kiss me in the middle of my head. And that would be the biggest punking I ever took.
Yo, I'm always a threat. I'm telling you, I know a bunch of people my size. We all run into the same problem. It's like whenever something pops off, they like, look at the big black one. He had to do something.
But that's like the white guy that walks in the gas station with the gun on his side. He don't realize that any killer in there about to rob the joint is shooting him first. He just thinks that's what it is. You walk in a threat, well, you don't mean to.
You know, just to be honest, you know, I live in a state that has some pretty not relaxed laws when it comes to guns, but you're allowed to carry them. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's more dangerous to carry the damn thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You become the threat.
Right. Like the police pull guys over, and I see they send me the videos and stuff. Like I said, I can't post the shit, but I'm seeing the shit on the same shit that I can't post the shit on. Anyway, but they'll pull somebody over, and the person will say, "Hey, I got a registered firearm in the vehicle." Now all of a sudden they got to get out the car. Like a minute ago, you wasn't worried about me getting out the car. You was just gonna write me a ticket. And then when I tell you, "Hey, just to let you know, officer," and these folks will have their hands on the steering wheel, whatever. Hey, officer, I got a registered firearm in the vehicle. It's in the glove compartment. Why you even got to tell them that for real?
Do you?
You're not reaching for it, but apparently you do.
What you have to say it?
That's what they think, or at least that's what the officers think. Because if they find it, then he got a gun, and there's some other shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's not safe to carry the shit because they immediately, like you said, you immediately become the threat. So if you become the threat, that's the threat to police officers who also have guns. And that's why I'm telling you, I've seen so many videos of the same thing. And they say, "Hey, I got a gun in there." And they be like, "Don't reach for it, okay?" All right, I wasn't reaching for it. I'm sitting right here. I'm just letting you know, because y'all supposed to know that it's in the vehicle, whatever. Then they do what? They turn to another one. "Hey, he's got a gun in the vehicle." And da-da-da-da. Nigga still got his hands on the steering wheel, no threat at all. So it immediately escalates the situation.
I'd be the same way if I was there.
Exactly.
If I pull you over and I find out you got a gun, I'm letting everybody know you got a gun in there just in case. Because one of them people with me might be an ornery son of a bitch.
Right.
Because I know I can control myself. If I know you have a gun, I have calmed myself down so we can have a decent conversation. Because as long as I got one and you got one, we on even terms. But it's that cocky son of a bitch at the passenger side window picking on everybody in the car that I'm worried about. He's the one that's trying to start the problem.
Right.
It's always that cop, that one with the flashlight that looks like this.
He just
always him.
He just got there and shit.
Or her.
Or her.
Or they, or them.
Or that. I mean,
those.
But see, that's the thing. You can't, that was good. That was nice and vague. Nobody knows who any of those were. So
Whitman knows.
And
Keith Stone knows.
Right.
Keith Stone.
Now here's the problem. If law enforcement officers are not mentally equipped to handle law enforcement, what would be the best way to deal with that? Because you can't just fire them all. We need police. So,
well, first of all, the problem is everybody that signs up for a job is just like most people in relationships. They're giving you who they want you to see. So nobody's walking in there saying, "I'm crazy. I want to be a police officer."
true.
What they need to do is put cameras in the damn bar that they all go to and just, watch them after they graduate.
Yeah. That'll give you a good indicator. Okay.
Yeah. Well, all of the cops drink at Pops. Put a camera in there.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. All of the officers don't necessarily, they're not all bad.
No, they're not.
Just that some will have these moments of weakness is probably the best way to describe that. Because if you have an officer that hasn't had any complaints in, like, let's say 15, 20 years, and then he wilds the fuck out one day, he might have just been having a really, really bad day. He's been doing a job for a long time. It's the little young ones I don't like. Them little young ass niggas.
Yeah, I get that. I just think what it boils down to is not everybody, and this I learned in the military too, not everybody is equipped for combat.
True that.
And what I mean by that is when your heart starts beating in between 170 and 190, like if you're in a fist fight, having the resolve or understanding instinctively how to react when your heart is beating that fast is something that a lot of people don't have. And so, yes, you can be a well-trained police officer, but if you don't if you didn't fight when you were growing up, you probably don't understand what to do in those times. Like people that think they can go to some self-defense class and survive Park Heights. It doesn't work that way. But at the same time, a kid even from the suburbs that fought, I don't know, like got into like 6 to 10 fights growing up and understands what that feels like when you're tussling for what feels for your life, that kid would have a better chance. Like Taywan from Oakland Mills. Like you put him in Park Heights, he'll walk through that thing and be fine. He knows the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well,
He fought every
that's
day. I saw dudes was holding his arms like Jesus, and they were punching him in his face, and he was smiling and laughing. Like, but he understands what to do in that type of pressure. A lot of people aren't built for that. And so when you give a person that's not built for that what to do at that heart rate, you give them a gun, somebody's gonna die.
right. But if that's a known fact, then what do we do to resolve that? I'm telling you, I'm tired of seeing the shit. And it's not just about black people getting killed or anything like that. It's everybody. I've seen enough videos. I've seen all different colors, women, men, all different types. It's not just people that look like me. We get the worst though.
What do we do? I'll tell you what we do. We teach de-escalation, and we stick to that. So you monitor, like, okay, so you know how the cops had the camera right there? Right. You monitor their interactions with people. Like, you know, everybody should, at least once a week, you will not know what day, but at the end of the day, when you come back, they want to watch, you'll have to go through like an inventory, or not an inventory, but like they'll watch how you dealt with people. And somebody should say, now, why were you talking to that old lady like an asshole like that?
Right.
Like, I cannot remember. I mean, well, that's not true. I've had it several times. I've been stopped, and the officer was obviously having a good day. It was like, hey, what's going on? And I just look up at him and say, all right, goddammit, you got me. And they just bust out laughing. And I normally don't get a ticket. But other times it's, hey, how you doing, officer? License and registration. You could have just said hello. Like, why does it have to be right out the gate? Like, you don't have to be a dick. Like it.
But you know, they call them dicks for a reason. So, and I can't, you know, I'm biased because I got police friends. When my freaking son is an MP, like, come on now. So I know that there's some good ones, but you're right. Most interactions, if it starts out one way, it's good. If it doesn't start out that way, it turns out totally bad.
Did you ever have at your high school, did y'all ever have like a police officer that'll come and talk to the kids every now and again?
Yeah.
At Centennial, we had Officer Bellman. And it turns out his uncle was like one of the writers for the Love of Money song, for Leverton or whatever, for the love of money, you know. Anyway, this guy was out here actually policing the neighborhood. Like, you couldn't say all cops were trash if you knew Officer Bellman. He cared about kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, came to the studio, we was up there. I'm not going to tell you what they were smoking. But he walked in here, he was like, man, I don't care about all that crap today. I just came to see how y'all are doing, but y'all need to knock that off. And that was that. But every time somebody saw Officer Bellman, he was like, all right, you know, I mean, nobody talked crazy around him, but we all knew he was a good guy. And then, but he was also one of those peasants that's a little closer to the sun. We didn't naturally have those types of interactions with the ones that are a little farther away from the sun. It was always business, no rapport, no just license and registration. What are you doing up here? I'm getting a drink from the damn store. Like, why would I be at a convenience store? Why are you here?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Right.
But that's part of the problem is there's not enough training of interactivity. Right. There you go. Like a human interactivity.
She just said Keith Stone always.
Keith Stone always knows.
Stone knows.
He's a knower.
Just like the guy with the ark in the Bible. Noah. He's a Noah.
He's a Noah.
He knows. He always knows. Ain't that right, Noah?
So I don't know if you know, but I've been working on community relations with the officer community in Florida, and it has been quite the headache. I'm not gonna lie. It's like they'll tell me that they want to be, you know, better involved and that they want to be helpful and all this other stuff, and then you try to get them to do the shit, and they'll give you the runaround. It's all of this, it's all of that. So really,
like, yeah, we want to be a much more gentler police. Hold on one second.
Right.
We just got
Like
canceled.
we've been working to improve the closeness of us in the shut the fuck up, you know what I'm saying?
Get in the car.
Well, I will kill you. I will kill you. That was me impersonating someone, YouTube.
Officer
I
Brown,
wasn't
we got
threatening.
Officer Bill Cole.
Yo, they freaking love that shit. Oh my God. So I've been trying to, I'm gonna be honest, I've been trying to get the officers to help me find jobs for convicted felons. I know it sounds rough. I know it sounds rough. But if a cop comes to an employer and says, "Hey, we think this is a good guy," then the employer will like take him. But
Oh, okay.
if
Yeah.
not, then there's just a nigga with a record. So and that's tough. So I try to get the probation office, the sheriff's office, and the Department of Corrections to basically like vouch for the person. And then I set them up with interviews and all this kind of shit. And then the fair chance
Right.
employers hire them. So it's a good idea, works sometimes. But I'm gonna tell you what, the police have been nice, but who they're not nice to is the sex offender.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh man, I'm telling you, I thought it was
I don't know
bad.
how you fix that.
You don't. You don't. It's like almost not. It's not fixable. It's just you got to get. They got to get lucky, because everybody will say, "Hey, I'll hire somebody with a criminal record." You tell them that person has a sex offense, everything just changed.
Nope.
And it doesn't even have to be
It's
like if
I don't even know if I want to speak on that, because I would tell you like this. Once you know the scale of what you're doing to a human that is going to ruin the rest of their life by even dabbling in, and you are someone that's capable of doing that,
right.
nah, I don't think I could.
It's
You
I
will
get
ruin a
what you.
child's life.
And that's definitely happened, and a lot of those guys have had to serve time for it. But here's my issue. I don't like the fact that they're just in my neighborhood, not able to do other things that are productive, as opposed to sitting in the house and possibly wanting to commit the same crime again. You know, idle minds are the devil's workshop. So we need to keep them working instead of keeping them away from everybody. Keep them visible. We can see your ass. What I don't want you to do is be in your house working on things in your garage and trying to find ways to trap little kids walking down the street. I don't want you to have time to think like that. So that's the angle I came from. Is the only way to really prevent those kind of crimes from happening is to make sure the people that can commit them are busy. I'm not saying that they were right
Look,
for doing whatever they did to get in trouble. Not saying that.
I am not God, and I will not judge. I'm just telling you, I can't. Whatever you do, I see what you're saying. I just don't want to talk about that one no more. But anyway, I got to go.
Oh, you got to go. Well, I got to go though.
Why are you trying to one up my I got to go, yo?
No, because I didn't even. No. Wait a second. Wait.
I gotta go.
I was silent about my needing to go because I wanted to allow you your time, and then you're gonna just throw you gotta go out there when it was already in my mind.
Where do you gotta go? I gotta go.
I can't believe you gotta go. When I had to go the whole time and I didn't say anything, you don't get to be the number one go. My go was on deck. It was the on deck go. And
it was
then,
on deck go.
boom, it moves to on base and shit. And then yours would have been on deck. But now you, okay, all right. It's fucking bull.